A while back, I did a video on a create a character, an avatar in Jump Force for Tanjiro, the main character of Demon Slayer, because I've been enjoying the series a lot, and I continue to enjoy the series today. So I felt it was necessary to do a video on Nezuko. Nezuko is an amazing character. Like, I was incredibly surprised that I ended up liking this character. If a Jump Force 2 happened, and I tweeted this as well, if a Jump Force 2 ever does happen, or we get like Season 4 DLC or something crazy like that, Nezuko and Tanjiro would absolutely be like on the highest tier of characters that I want. But man, Jump Force's timing was just a little bit off. If they had like another year, if the 50th anniversary was a year from now, dude, we would have gotten all kinds of anime that we didn't get in this. If they were making Jump Force right now, there's no way they wouldn't put Demon Slayer in it. They'd probably put Fire Force in it. They'd probably put Dr. Stone in it. All those new franchises coming out right now from Weekly Shonen Jump, they would all be in here. As far as the CAC itself, I went for a lot of martial arts style moves, taijutsu if you will. It's just the type of moves that I'm aware of Nezuko doing. It's possible that she has some type of power that I'm not familiar with yet, but as of right now, she appears to just be a character with martial arts that's enhanced by a type of super strength. With that in mind, let's get into how I designed this CAC. For the body size options, you pretty much want to scroll everything down to as low as possible. She's a very tiny character. The body type, though, I would keep a couple notches off of minimum. You don't want her looking like too skinny, because in Jump Force, the lowest possible body type is like very small, which is weird because we don't have a lot of large options, but you know, it's whatever. For eyebrows, you just want something thin. I was gonna go with one of the thicker options because they're more curved in her like relaxed state, but I didn't like any of the thick eyebrow options because her eyebrows are kind of just perpetually thin. Nezuko's hair's like split in the middle, so she doesn't have like a fringe of any sort. It all goes over her back. There's no hairstyle like that in Jump Force, or at least not a really long hairstyle that goes like that. So this is the closest thing we have. The problem with this hairstyle is the way that the hair interacts with color. Whenever you try to mix in any color with the hair options in Jump Force, what happens is it takes the lowest point or the longest point of any given hair strand and then adds color from there. So what ends up happening is if you have a fringe or something like that, the color is visible on that fringe. You can't achieve the Nezuko hairstyle or hair color effect, which only affects like the longest strands of hair she has. Regardless, with all of those color issues, here are the color options that I went with. For a while on the eye option, I had like the only circular one, the one that you used to create Rock Lee, but I ended up going with this option right here. It's actually a really close match to Nezuko's eyes. For the pupils, I went with the second largest option on the second row, and this is the color option I chose. For the nose, you just want something small. For the most part, whenever you make any character in Jump Force, you want a small nose because most anime characters don't really have like a defined nose. It's usually just like a dot on their face or like a slight line. You pretty much perceive every anime character to have a pretty small nose. There are some exceptions to that, of course, and for mouth and jaw, I went with this option. For the features and voice, I didn't add anything. Ideally, you would be able to like disable voices because of course Nezuko doesn't talk, but I went with voice 10. Clothing is super basic. You just want to put on all the Rukia stuff. I thought about using Rukia's red alternate costume, and I also thought about using Noelle's costume, but I didn't like either of them. The Noelle costume adds too much upper bulk to the attire, and the alternate red costume for Rukia just looks less accurate than the default Rukia attire. For special moves, on special 1, we have You Think You're Invincible. It's a Toguro move, and the main reason I'm using it is so that you can continue combos, and theoretically it's something Nezuko can do. I'm not going to try and pronounce this. It's Sanji's big dash kick move. Nezuko does have like a dash kick that she uses in a fight, trying not to spoil it, but it looks nothing like this. I just thought I would use it because it's a dash kick and she has one of those. And for special 3, I gave her a parry move, and it's Raging Strike, which I believe is Goku's move off the top of my head. And finally, for her ultimate attack or her awakening technique, which is the actually correct term for it, I gave her Perfume Femaru. I didn't like giving her Perfume Femaru because there's a lot of like poses and strikes and things that you wouldn't necessarily expect Nezuko to do, but they're present in Perfume Femaru. I had to use it though because it's one of the only martial arts style ultimate attacks. The only other options is a lot of punching repeatedly. For example, Kenshiro's ultimate is just like a bunch of punches in the end, and I wouldn't expect Nezuko to do something like that. So I feel like this was the best option for Nezuko. I'm not particularly proud of this CAC, but there's not a lot of options you could give to Nezuko, unfortunately. The avatar system doesn't really lend itself to making a character like this, so I probably won't be using this avatar a lot, but I'm happy with how close we were able to get. It's worth noting you could theoretically use the overhaul mask to simulate the thing that Nezuko is constantly biting down on. I didn't really like it. It looked too big and clunky and weird. So I just left her as normal. That's going to be it from me though. Let me know if you like the Avatar videos. I don't do them very frequently, but if they're highly requested, I'll get them done. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name has been Bilbsy, and I will see you in the next video.